Good evening, speedrunning fans. Good evening, Super Metroid fans. We're coming at you live one more time from Herndon, Virginia here, 2024 Speedgaming Live in person for the final matches of your Super Metroid Randomizer tournament. First up on the docket in back-to-back matches, we have our bronze match. Gold match will be coming up a little bit after this, but first of all, we've got Audra on the left-hand side of your screen, Glove on the right, fighting for third place and a trophy, plus a little bit of the winner's pool here. To take you through the action, I'm Professor School, joined by Zeb316 in the commentary booth. Evening, Zeb. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. Yeah, like Professor School said, these runners will be playing for another extra 10% of the prize pool. Fourth place gets 10% of the prize, third place gets 20%. So there is something on the line. I think that there's about $300-ish in the prize pool, so this is about $30 for this match.
Plus a beautiful third place trophy.
Yep. Can't put a price on that.
You can actually put a price on it, in a manner of speaking.
I don't think so. It's impossible.
But certainly there is something special to having that trophy there sitting on the mantle, reminding you of great success here at one of these speed gaming events. So we're just about ready to get underway. Just a couple things that the runners are figuring out with the AV crew, but we'll be here to take you through the action. Got a lot of people working hard behind the scenes, very grateful to them, and got Jestro over here on commentary. We got a few folks in the audience. Hope for that to be filled in by the time we get through this race and into the grand finals. This is a best of one, so it's just going to be the one match between Audra and Glove to decide third place, and then we'll have a best of three between DJ Webb and MM2 NES Cartridge to close out our tournament. We've got a countdown now. The gate's about to be dropped, and folks, we are underway. Good luck, have fun. Let's see what this seed has to offer. So Zeb, let's talk a little bit about the settings. This is major minor, right? Area boss. It's actually boss, not shuffle or shifted, but boss surprise. So what does that mean for the people at home?
So boss surprise means that any boss could be any boss area could have any boss. So we could see 4 Ridleys, we could see 4 Crades, we could see one of each. Could be basically anything. I think it can't be all vanilla. I think it's not able to be that, but otherwise anything is possible with the boss combination. Otherwise, for major minor, all of the E-Tank, reserve, and major locations have all been jumbled together, and you can find any E-Tank or major item on those locations, and area randomization means that all of the portals between areas will go to a random another portal. So yeah, those are the settings that we've decided for this tournament.
All right, screw attack first item, so we'll know right away that our runners will have a way to get through to the left side of criteria. That might be relevant, especially if they don't find power bombs and won't be able to check that meme route portal. And it potentially gives them the opportunity, should they choose, for an early gauntlet play. And of course, the second item here, if the first one is not morph, will always be morph.
Yep. Yeah, I really like early screw attack. It also gives you a little bit more of minor checks, like Old Mother Brain, if you don't get power bombs. So we'll see if we get power bombs early. It's always kind of annoying if you don't get power bombs, because then you're unable to check that meme route portal, and that portal is really, really hard to get back to.
Yeah, and actually, even if you do get power bombs, in the case that that you have that screw attack, it does allow you to potentially break some bomb blocks and save some of those power bombs. That first power bomb pack can be kind of difficult to manage sometimes, depending on what areas you're going into. So having another way to break bomb blocks immediately with screw can often be very useful. But as you pointed out, Zeb, we might have one of these more annoying seeds as far as potentially orphaning that retro Bryn portal for a long time. So you won't see the runners go left of the elevator here. Instead, they're going up the elevator. Just 10 missiles, so we have actually both supers and power bombs outstanding. A little bit annoying here. Potentially could force us to the right of the ship if not for the screw attack. So we do have a way to get to those left-handed portals.
Yeah, if we get super missiles here, it could be forced to the right of the ship. We'll see what we get here. It is super missiles. So yep, we do have access to the right of the ship now, as well as the 2 portals on the left. I'm guessing that we won't see a gauntlet unless this is bombs at Bomb Torizo, because you can't get all the way through to the miners. So generally, I think that without the miners, gauntlet is a lot less appealing to the runners. And we'll probably just see them go left of, go to the left after Bomb Torizo, whatever's there.
Yep. Yeah, 2 portals on that side, much easier to get through. Interesting, both runners struggling just a little bit with climb.
Yeah.
Sometimes that screw attack, as much as it's helpful, getting it with those with the iframes that you have is really nice. You have the invulnerability, but as you go through that spin jump pose, you actually lose that momentarily, and a lot of times that'll put you right in the pathway of an enemy hitbox, and you get knocked back down, as we saw happen there with Glove.
Yeah. Okay, we just got an E-Tank at Bomb Torizo, which kind of expected. A lot of E-Tanks in Major Minor, but it means that we will very likely see both runners just go straight to the left after this.
Yeah, check that G4 and that Kago portal. You could check the 2 portals to the right. It's a little bit slower, and you'd need a CWJ at this point to get across the road. So pretty
you could
unlikely
actually
to see
only
that
check
play.
one of those portals because
There's no power bombs.
Yep, no
of
power
course.
bombs
Yep.
yet, but
Yep.
could go over that way anyway. It would be kind of a bold play to do that, though.
All right, let's see what Terminator holds. Another E-Tank. You don't hate to see that early. I think those E-Tanks have the most value early in these seeds, especially as you can drive yourself towards less dangerous hell runs, things like early X-ray checks.
Yeah, I like seeing early E-Tanks. It just makes me feel significantly more comfortable. The game can be really difficult when you're on 0 tanks for an extended period of time. Okay, in the bottom of Red Tower, that's pretty good with supers already, so you can actually check Spazer. You cannot check the 2 portal without power bombs, but I do like coming back and checking this portal first. And we get Meridia Map Station, and it's not in a way that you could get up potentially with a gravity jump through the door, so have to abandon that and just go back into Red Tower. Probably will check this portal and then very likely go to Spazer, unless this is Green Bryn or Business Center.
Or Business Center, yeah.
Yep, those are the 2 I think that they would follow.
Especially with 2 tanks, you can check both ice and high jump.
But it is
Oh, wow.
another West Meridia portal, so that's 2 of the 4 West Meridia portals now. Kind of nice to have 2 outstanding still, not have to have 1 isolated. So once they get spit out into West Meridia, as long as they can do it, they can check the last portal over there. So we'll see what's at the Spazer.
It's really interesting. Every runner has sort of their own way of tracking. While we see this double jump pickup, we'll explain that just in a second for those who are less familiar. I always am interested to see how runners track. Obviously, you do sort of everything mentally, just in your head. Derp oftentimes will do something similar. I track on my computer, so does DJ. These runners do a little different. Glove is actually tracking on her phone on an app, and you can't see it right now off camera, just below the camera that we're using here for the runners. But actually, Audra tracks with pen and paper. So you see all sorts of different ways of doing it. It's just interesting to see the different ways the runners track these portals and items.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely just want to have them have some way to keep them all in your head. So I like the save a lot from Audra, and the reason for that is we don't have power bombs. If you go up Red Tower, you can't get back down necessarily. So if both of these portals are bad, then you are kind of stuck, and you have to just reset the entire game. So hopefully for Iris' sake, for Glove's sake, they are not both bad.
Yeah, and I kind of like this play too from Audra.
Yeah, I think so. With this being the last portal available in West Meridia.
And there's power bombs. So
Ooh,
that's actually,
yeah.
that could be potentially very important.
So also, we know that you can get back because we know the
bottom loops around. Yep.
So those power bombs are really big.
Yeah, and you could potentially go back in and check that tube portal. You could go do that X-ray check, or if you were so inclined, you could run across criteria to check those 2 right side portals now.
But yeah, generally it's really important not to leave one portal in an area unchecked because it's really hard to get back to that area if that portal is a one-way, like a Kraid or a Torian, or something really important. Okay, so that...
A lot of portals we can't follow right now.
That technically can be followed.
Because
with
of
that
double jump. Yeah, normally high jump or double jump puts that in logic.
Well, double jump doesn't put it in logic, but it... Ooh, and Audra's actually following this. I don't think I would follow this. I think I'd just go back into Red Tower after that. And there's Green Bryn, so that's really good for Iris. That could have been really, really scary if that had been a bad portal. would have probably had to go through that back of wreck ship to avoid resetting back to the beginning of the game. So we'll see. I'm kind of guessing Audra doesn't do any actual checks here. I think this is a play to the portal, but we could see with double jump, it's not crazy to check Norfair Reserve. I don't really like checking like speed because you're really reliant on a tank to be able to get out. Okay, and there's another. Okay, so Audra will find Green Bryn. If she does, just go straight to the portal. Ooh, and there's another power bomb. And there's a power bomb for Iris. Yeah, that's really good for Iris.
That's pretty important. Yep.
Yeah. Iris is down on portal information on Audra. But Iris, I think, is positionally ahead. Unless Audra checks something here and finds something really good. It looks like Audra is going to be checking, I'm guessing reserve. I think that's the one that you can get in and out of on this energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you can, you get the 2 miners out of it as well, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, with double jump, you can get the second miner without falling into the lava.
Yeah, so that double jump, you'll see actually the icon in the top right corner of the screen. We have our area tracker. Audra in upper Norfair, there's that UN glove in Green Bryn. They also have the damage that their charge beam, should they get it, would do. And then you see that little pink icon. Oh wow,
Ooh,
speed.
And there's speed, yeah.
That little pink icon is your double jump. That's one use of space jump is what they have there.
Yep. Yeah, so this is, Audra should be able to get out here. This is pretty tight. That's a big spike of finding speed there. Will take a little bit to farm, but actually can now check speed too. That speed allows you to check the speed booster location with just 2 tanks. I'm curious.
It looks like she's farming up here. You want to farm here, and then the power bomb that she dropped is probably to farm the health off the Sovas.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they dropped in.
Oh no! In fact, that wasn't even dead. Yeah, a little laugh from Audra, was hoping to actually farm up, but now it gets a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, this is not.
You barely even have enough health to get down
I
here.
think
You
need a pause abuse, I think, here if you're gonna get this. Okay, yeah, nicely done. Okay, and high jump. That'll actually be a little more helpful for Audra than Iris, I think, than for Glove, because high jump works really well with speed booster. And yep, I like once you have that speed booster checking speed location. I think that's good. Once you're able to get in and out, if you're checking these items, you may as well try to check them all. I really dislike leaving an area without having checked an item in it. Like, if you leave Bubble Mountain, leaving Wave, it's really, really, really hard to get back to that Wave beam, ever.
Although we potentially be leaving behind both the Wave and the single chamber portal. That's the other portal we haven't seen.
Yeah, that is true.
So you could get spit out there at some point and be able to check that Wave.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you'd need either Varia or a tank here in order to even make that possible to look for.
Just another E-tank at Brinstar Reserve. Space jump, so...
Immediately invalidating that double jump.
Not the item you would want to see there, really. I think that you would rather see either a tank or, like, something a little more powerful. Mm-hmm. Like a high jump, an ice beam, charge beam, a suit. Yeah, space jump is fine, but when you already have double jump, its value goes down quite a bit. Because double jump already does a lot of similar things. But yeah, it's not a bad find. We'll see. I'm guessing the Audra will just abandon this wave beam. I think that on this loadout, not being able to get out without an E-tank or Varia. Although we'll see.
Well, the speed is really nice here because instead of going for wave and single chamber, which is pretty slow, you can actually just use that speed to get over to Business Center.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And get 2 portals and 2 major checks plus a bunch of minor checks. But actually, she is going to be checking this portal.
We'll see. Yeah, the portal or wave. Which one is she going to check? Wave.
Yeah, if you spike an E-tank here, And,
Ooh, and there's Croc.
And if this miner is power bombs, you could potentially have Crystal Flash. It's not. It's just Super Pack. But you're not upset to see that.
So for Glove here, I think that you kind of have to do this Croc because of where it is. You're just never getting back here. You haven't found all that much in Greenbryn. Ooh, and that's a wave beam, so Audra cannot get back out.
Now, does she check this portal, or does she go over to Business Center at this point?
Yeah, that's the question.
You are orphaning that portal.
It might be okay to orphan that portal along with the Croc portal, but it's still not great to get from one of those portals to the other if you get spit out in one of them.
So the interesting situation here is Glove is going to have at least 4 tanks and is going to be forced back down Green Hill Zone.
Yep, and probably will go
and
into
will
that
very
Croc.
likely go
Yep.
into that Croc portal, and will have a much, much easier time.
So I think that Glove is likely ahead unless there is something really important at Waterway. That is the big
Right, Audra will
difference.
find Greenbryn
Yes.
and then be able to clear all 5 of the majors, whereas Glove is leaving behind that Waterway check right now.
But Glove will have a much better Bubble Mountain with these extra E-tanks that she has.
And we'll be able to probably check that single chamber portal as well.
So yep, Audra finding this. I wonder if we'll see her go down that red tower elevator when she finds it. It's kind of hard to decide on whether to check that last portal in Red Tower or to just abandon it. Because you got the middle of Red Tower too that you haven't seen. Yeah, so you're leaving those 2 portals together. I think that makes sense. Just kind of thinking about it. Okay, gonna go back. I think this is fine too. Either way,
Yeah, it turns out that the back of ship knowledge is probably going to be pretty important here. If you come into ship from front and you don't know the back, that's always a little bit harder.
Yeah, what was that, the middle of Red Tower? That was Redfish?
Yeah, so there's quite a bit. There's quite a few ways back into Red Tower here.
Yeah, I think it's actually really important to check this. I forgot that she went down through Redfish to get into Upper Norfair. So, yeah, this is the last Red Tower portal, so it's really good to have that out of the way.
Yeah. So Spazer and an E-tank. A little bit of a tricky jump here, but you should be able to get around, I think.
Yeah, you can get around this. Just do it a little lower.
There
you
it
go.
is. Yeah, just a little bit of a delayed wall jump. Just missiles. Already up to 50? 50-10 here?
Yep, 50-10.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so Audra will be doing the same things as Glove did. Like I said, I think that this race may really hinge on what's at Waterway here. I think this is a really, really important moment to see what's there. Because I think that Glove is going to be positionally ahead for quite a while if this is nothing.
Yeah, if it's just a tank or something like that. There's some time saved from Space Jump.
Yep.
All right, big moment in this race here.
What is here? It is just an E-tank.
Just
So
an
yeah,
E-tank.
I think that Glove is ahead for right now. Not that that can't change, but I think that Glove will go through the single chamber portal most likely. Ooh, actually, Glove might just go over to. Yeah, I think that Glove will actually just go over to Business Center, so won't get that speed yet. I was thinking that she was going to do Bubble Mountain first, but I think instead she's going to do Business Center first, getting spit out into Croc Portal, and then grappling across the Croc Escape. And yep, that is looks like what is going to happen. So we'll be missing on that speed for a while.
Super back at the
Yeah,
escape
another
is nice
super is
here.
really nice. Would like one more power bomb too to be able to Crystal Flash and really save some time on these hell runs.
We'll see, we get 2 minor checks here, plus the 2 major checks at high jump and ice, and we've got the 2 portals at the top.
I'm not sure about the save. I think I would have checked ice and then gone to high jump. I think the save is okay.
Based on her reaction, it looked like Glove wasn't entirely sure about the save either.
I think I'd just straight up go to ice then high jump. I really like going to ice first in case you get an E-tank at high jump. Then you get to
the free refill after the hell run.
Yep.
And that could prepare you for potentially what you find at the top of Business Center,
or having
going back to the hell run for Bubble Mountain. Yep.
I think in this case it's really important to do that because you really want to be prepared to go through Cathedral if you need to. E-tank at ice. So Glove up to 6 E-tanks now. Really healthy total. Audra picking up her high jump. I'd imagine we see Audra also do both items of Croc. I think having checked as much as she has, it would be kind of bold not to. Although you do kind of have outs to be able to beat the game without suits right now. You've got Screw Attack, High Jump Speed, Grapple. You're missing Spring Ball and Ice for Suitless Meridia, but this is also like a pretty good loadout for Suitless Foreign Warfare. And when you're in those kinds of situations, it's a little better to skip items and just hope that you can beat the game anyway.
Yeah, and the tanks keep racking up here as well.
So Glove up to 7 tanks. We'll see what's at these portals. I think best case scenario for Glove is actually that these portals are bad, and that she is forced back into Bubble Mountain, because then she'll just be straight up ahead of Audra. Because Audra, I think, will be coming over here and doing the exact same thing. And then would get stuck there and have to go through that anyway.
Well, there's an interesting possibility where you skip the hell run entirely because one of these portals goes to single chamber. Which would be even better for Glove, actually.
Yeah.
Because then you wouldn't even have the disadvantage of having...
It is unlikely that self-connecting portals happen, but they do happen occasionally. Yeah, this is kind of annoying because you've got 2 isolated portals now, one in Criteria and one at the top of Business Center, and you just kind of have to go to one of them, and you really want to get back to the other one too, but...
All right, let's see if Audra decides to keep this Croc.
Yep.
She does. Not a big surprise, I don't think.
Okay, so it's actually really nice when you've got those 2 isolated portals to find one that you don't want to follow, so you can just go straight back to the other one.
Just go back to Crate Mouth, and then depending on what it is, you can make the decision to go to Bubble Mountain. Still, all of the good boss portals are missing. We don't have Crate's Lair, we don't have back of LN, we don't have front of East Meridia or front of Ship.
Yeah, and we aren't quite able to kill a Ridley, but we're able to kill every other boss right now.
One more super pack would be enough, I think, at this point, with 7 tanks and Screw Attack.
That is interesting.
Well, if this is a super pack, you feel a lot better about things. But actually, with 12 supers, you just know, the farming situation is just not good here. No place in Wreck Ship to farm, unfortunately. Not conveniently, anyway.
Yeah, and we've seen so many seeds this tournament where you just get so many missiles and just no supers. 65 missiles, 20 supers for Glove right now.
Yeah, folks, and take his word for it. I'm sitting next to 100 missile Zeb.
100 is a little low, I think, but... So yeah, hopefully for Glove's sake, this is not Ridley.
Yes.
Although I think at the same time, Audra would do the same thing anyway, and wouldn't be able to kill Ridley anyway. So I think that this is... It would be fine if this is Ridley for Glove. I don't think that Audra would have enough supers at this point to kill a Ridley, but maybe I could be wrong. Yeah, just another missile.
I don't think there's any other super packs that we've seen that would make that possible. In fact, not even enough missiles.
Yeah.
Glove technically has enough if she were full up at 70,
Yeah.
20, but Audra only with 25 missiles right
and not
now.
with this number of tanks, I don't think. Not a 60 super 20.
No. So certainly
Yeah.
not. Certainly not.
Even a 30 missile 25 super fight would be really rough. Okay,
right.
and it's not Ridley. It is Kraid.
So we'll get an extra item check that we don't normally get here in Wreck Chip behind the Kraid boss.
So this is actually still interesting because of that speed booster. Audra will very likely do the same thing, but will have that speed booster, and is much more likely to check the top of Wreck Chip. Because there are 2 items up there for her, while there's only 1 for Glove.
Audra has seemed more willing to check ship top than a lot of other players have in this tournament. But inevitably, this is going to most likely force Glove back down into Bubble Mountain area.
Eventually, yes. Whenever she decides to go back. I'd guess this after Wreck Chip E, after checking these first 2 items, but... So, what could single chamber be at this point that would be good? Probably Kraid?
Probably Kraid.
Yeah, I think that's maybe the only good thing if she doesn't get a suit in these next 2 spots. Just another E-tank.
Wow. Up to 9 already? Not quite there on power bombs and supers for really serious hell runs, though.
Yeah, I really think that for Glove, she needs this next item to be a suit. Or at least, like, some progression. Because if not, there's not a whole lot of areas left for her to find stuff. We know that there isn't a suit in Bubble Mountain. Yeah, like, the other locations, potentially, would be Mama Turtle and Kraid area. Otherwise, Bawoon E-Tank is also a possibility if we find ice. But yeah, it's kind of feeling like if the suit isn't here, it's very likely at the top of Wreck Ship. So Audra is checking this high jump first. I think that this makes sense in her situation, being on much better health than Iris was, or than Glove was.
Yeah, Glove is only on 4 or 5 tanks at this point.
And there's just another E-tank.
Wow, fascinating.
So, yeah, I think that this is advantage Audra right now just because of that top of ship. It could change, like the suit could be a Mama Turtle, in which case I think the Glove is in a really good spot.
Yep, or behind Kraid, potentially,
Yep.
like something like a single chamber, for example.
But, yep, there is also X-Ray available, which we have not seen.
And the tube portal,
Yep, Tube Portal as well.
which could also be that Kraid, for example.
Okay, so Audra getting that, is that 7th or 8th? 8th E-Tank?
That's
maybe?
8th, yep, and 10 for Glove. All right, well, it might really just come down to this. What's behind
Yep.
Kraid? Where is Kraid? What's at the top of ship, and what's at Mama Turtle, for which we do have the capacity to get out of with those high jump boots.
Yeah, high jump boots and grapple gets you the item. Or even the double jump. Oh, and Audra is not going up. Oh, is taking the save before going up, maybe? Is going over to check that portal first. It's interesting.
Yeah, so maybe a single chamber is turned, you just reset out of it and then go back up.
Yeah, so this is actually, I think, better for Glove, because now Glove is up a boss, and they're going to be positionally similar.
Super missiles here would be really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
now you're up at 30. 30 with 10 tanks and screw attack.
Yep.
As long as you can farm up, you're going to be pretty comfortable for a Ridley.
Yeah, still only 10 power bombs for Lorne Warfare, potentially, but...
Sure, but like a Ridley at Kraid or something like
Yep.
that.
Ooh, and there is Kraid. So we'll see what boss is here, but
Well, if it's Ridley, that's particularly good for Glove, who's going to be on
yep.
much better capacity here to beat this boss.
Ridley is doable for Audra, but it's tough. AD tanks, 30 missile, 25 super fight is not. When you only have, what would she have? Like, if you missile the Idor, you've got 7 missiles of leeway. And Glove getting another super, so yeah.
Actually, I think the leeway is less important than the time. It's just a matter of getting those 30 missiles in
But
as quickly as possible.
When you're using missiles, leeway really matters though, because it's really hard to hit all of those missiles. I think best case scenario for Glove here is that they're so Audra will be preparing for a Ridley, it looks like. Yeah.
Yep.
I think that if you're doing this, you want to shoot the door so that you can fill up on missiles as well.
Yeah, I think so.
So Iris did also get that 15th power bomb. Can now Crystal Flash.
Well, not quite yet.
Yeah.
Technically can, but not in this situation.
Yep, only on 10 power bombs,
Yep.
so can't quite yet, but... And it is Fantoon, so only one item here. I think that Glove would really like to see an E-Tank at one of these locations. Unfortunately, there are none. We'll be farming up to full supers, though, so that will be nice. Won't have to do that before entering Kraid boss.
Just over 30 minutes in, we are still looking for our first suit for either one of our runners. Again, this is Audra and Glove in our bronze medal match. It's a best of 1 here for our 2024 Super Metroid Randomizer tournament.
I would also really consider Crystal Flashing for Glove instead of trying to farm up to full energy. It's just so much faster to fill up that many E-tanks.
All right, well, we do have one major left to check, just the one major, because of Fantoon here at Kraid, so we'll see what this is. Odds are getting higher and higher that we're about to run into a suit, but there is a world in which the suit is somewhere at Mama Turtle, and then potentially, yeah, you could have like a Varia at Mama Turtle, and then Gravity in a very odd location, something like Screw Attack or something like that. Yep,
the locations we have left for our first suit are here, Mama Turtle, top of wreck ship, Bawoon, I think.
Or E-Tank.
And X-Ray.
Yeah, that's right. We mustn't forget about that X-Ray check.
Yep. Also have not seen Gauntlet. Gauntlet could be heist to get us that Bawoon access, or to get us to Bawoon. Yeah, I really feel like this race is going to come down to, is the item at top of wreck ship? If the item's at top of wreck ship, I think that Audra wins. If it's not, I think Glove's ahead. The other thing is Audra's ammo is significantly worse than Glove's. Glove's already getting pretty close to ammo go mode. Is only 2 supers off, really, like, from being pretty comfy.
Yeah, I'm also actually beginning to think that if the power bombs show up in the right place for Glove here, you could theoretically leave behind a Varia at top of ship and actually be totally fine in this situation.
As long as Gravity
I think
isn't...
Gravity at top of ship is much, much worse here for Glove.
I agree.
With these with 10 tanks, you know, if you run into maybe one more power bomb pack, especially with Grapple and Screw Attack, you're just going to be fine as long as Ridley is not also vanilla. And if the ammo keeps coming, even a vanilla Ridley could be possible.
I think at this point, you're really close to being able to do vanilla Ridley anyway.
I think so.
Like maybe 2 more super packs and you're really good for that.
I'd like another power bomb pack too.
Yeah.
Not 15.
So Audra finding that front of Lorne Warfare. We'll go back to find that front of Wreck Ship as well.
Very few portals left here. We have not seen East Meridia. Neither runner has seen East Meridia. We do have back of LN, which does potentially
And
lead...
Audra's skipping those missiles too.
Wow, yeah, very aggressive play here. We've seen this throughout the tournament.
It
with
feels like
ammo.
she's really banking on that charge beam.
Yeah. But there is an interesting situation where we could still have a Turian at the end of one of the two ways. We have not seen the back of LN.
Yep.
We haven't seen any of East Meridia. So there is a potential 50-50 here.
So Torian at the back of LN actually isn't bad for Suez LN because you can just finish there.
Right.
And go out the back. You never have to do the reverse acid dive. So it's not that big of a deal if it is for like that purpose. Luckily we've seen 2 dead ends, so we are not going to end up in a situation where it is one end of a 2-way has Torian and the other has like a Croc or a Kraid.
Right. And both runners have that information.
Yes. I think both runners have the same portal information except Glove is missing Main Street to Chronic Boost. That's the only difference between the two.
Yeah, that actually kind of doesn't hurt Glove at all. If anything, it might help because she in this situation could technically get through that Main Street portal and then go check that Mama Turtle item. Or no, she doesn't actually.
She doesn't.
No, she doesn't have Ice or
Yep.
Spring. Yeah, you could do it from the top, but not from the bottom. Oh goodness. Okay.
Yeah. So
Maybe the next move here then is to go back to Red Tower, check
yep.
X-ray and tube, and then you could go down
Yep.
from the top and check there if you still haven't found the item that you need.
Yeah, I think I like that.
Yeah.
I think that do you have to check Chronic Boost? You've already found 2 of the big dead end portals. It all of a sudden becomes a lot less important to like get every single portal once you found that. Torian is good to find, but like you're not really happy if you find it. What other portals are good?
Well, I mean, if it puts you right back in Red Tower, I think that's actually really nice.
Yeah, that's the only good portal, I think.
Yeah, it's a 1 in 4.
5? 1 in 5, I think.
1 in 5, yeah.
Yeah, I think that if you can remember all of the portals, if you think about all the portals that it could be, I think you just want to go back to Red Tower instead.
Glove about to pick up her 11th E-Tank?
Yep, this is number 11.
Yeah. And this just sort of reinforces what I was saying before. I think you don't get hurt here if Varia is at the top of ship.
Somewhat, yeah. You're still taking more time to do Lore and Warfare, if that's the case.
Yeah, but it doesn't break the game the way Gravity would, right?
Yep. And you are done with your upper Norfair checks too, so you don't need Varia for that. You only need it really for fighting Ridley's, in terms of where it hurts you not to have it.
Right. All right, let's see.
It looks like Glove will be checking this portal, which I think is a little unfortunate, but I think it'll mostly be fine. So she'll check this portal, see Main Street won't be able to do it. I think that she'll go back out and go back to the Croc portal. Probably check Waterway, and then go down to the bottom right of Green Bryn to get back into Red Tower.
Actually, you know what? I kind of really like this because this is going to be Main Street, and you can actually go down Map Station to Criteria and then get into Red Tower that way. That's the fastest way to get through, I think, and that's exactly what she's going to do.
Okay, I think this is much better for her.
So this does take her right back to Red Tower, and we're going to now see a tube portal check, and we're going to see an X-ray check.
I was thinking she might be a little worried about that Waterway and want to get back there. But this is much better for her.
Boy, that's just so slow, though.
Yeah, with us knowing that Waterway is not the answer, this is really good for her.
It's always tempting to go back for that Waterway once you have speed, but the more you think about it, it's such a slow check.
Yeah, it really is, especially without gravity.
Yeah, and this is exactly what I was talking about, folks. We're going to get into Red Tower here. We're now immediately going to see this tube portal check, and then we'll have an X-ray check. Odds on this is probably one side of East Meridia or the other that you can't do yet. is a chance that this is back of LN.
Or Torian, I think.
Yeah,
okay,
there's
so
back of East.
Of East. Okay, so this is a little bit rough. The 3 portals we have left are Meme Route, we've got back of Lower Norfair, and we
front
have
of East
front of East
Meridia.
Meridia.
And one of them has Turian at it.
Yes.
That is pretty annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, this is...
Wow, so
Yeah, that's really rough.
we've got 2 checks here at the top of ship for Audra on the left. We've got this X-ray check coming up for Glove.
Yeah, I think
we'll
that this is like this is going to be a huge moment here.
Well, we're going to see 4 major checks, I think, in
Yes.
quick succession. We've got 2 at ship, we've got X-ray, and then if none of those is the answer, Glove is almost certainly going to be, I would think, falling down to Mama Turtle from the top. And so we're going to get the answer very quickly here. Is it going to be
not? Because
it could be a suitor, it could be satisfaction delayed, and then the answer is something like at Batwoon or
with
or
ice
screw
at
attack.
Gauntlet or
Yeah.
something. There's just X-ray.
Oh boy. 1 down. Folks, hold on to your butts. 2 checks coming up here from Audra. Well, Audra being very aggressive with some of those ammo checks before, but running into so many supers that she might just end up being okay without a charge anyway.
Yeah, you see Glove with all of the items that she's run into has run into a lot of missiles. Audra has found a lot of supers, so.
Wow.
Oh,
that is worst
Yep.
case scenario for Glove.
Yep. So Glove really would need like both ice and spring ball, or at least probably ice. I think ice is the more important one.
Gosh, but even that just feels too slow.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I'm not sure that Glove can get back into this race now. I think that gravity suit is just too big.
Yeah, you're just not getting back to ship anytime soon. And the only other check is probably going to be now. Yeah, this is going to be pre-aqueduct check here. Or no, wait. Where's Glove going?
Yeah. I was surprised that she didn't follow down to check Mama Turtle.
I thought for sure that was going to be a Mama Turtle check. Or is this Gauntlet first for potentially
Ice.
ice? Ice would
Could
be
be
probably
going to meme route, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. Yeah, that's what it is.
Huh. So if you find back of Lower Norfair, that's best case scenario here. Okay, not checking that.
Or delaying it until after the Gauntlet check, in case it is LN.
I think that you do want to save before you check it regardless, if you're checking.
Yeah, it could be Turian. You just want to reset out of that.
Yep. Or even like front of East, you want to reset out of.
Yeah.
This is only a 1 and 3 that you can do it. This is really annoying. There is a way for Glove back into this if she goes back to wreck ship. Or even if she doesn't, if she goes to down here and it is back of Lower Norfair, she can do it. And Audra checks East Meridia. And East Meridia is Torian. Then Audra's losing a lot of time to going to East Meridia. Glove is checking and doing Lower Norfair, making progress and choosing the right 50-50.
Yep.
Yep, and that's what's happening. So this is... Glove needs this to be the back of Lower Norfair to have any shot.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's just it. Like, that's... We're about to see if the race is completely over or if it's...
All right, here we go. Tense moments in Herndon, Virginia, folks.
It is... No.
Oh,
okay.
boy. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So this is a very, very, very difficult spot for Glove. You can do this as long as the boss is not Fantoon, but it is not fun. So going down left sandpit is partly so that you can farm power bombs here, or not, never mind. Might be just checking this for Varia, and if it's not here, then we'll be resetting back to ship. That's kind of what I would guess. It's just an E-tank.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just no way back at this point, unfortunately.
Yep. So Audra made the correct decision to go into East Meridia. And then we'll be able to do Lore Norfolk front to back even without Varia very easily, even if it's Ridley there.
Yeah, look of perplexion here for a moment on Glove's face, trying to figure out exactly what to do. Only a few checks left.
Yeah, but they're all like so sporadic.
Yeah, and we can see already not going to the right. Ship was to the right through the crab portal. So that's not the decision. She's looking for the answer probably at Mama Turtle here.
Mama Turtle, Waterway, one of those, I'd guess.
Yeah, and at this point, I mean, Varia could be a Mama Turtle. It just won't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, Varia really doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. Charge won't matter. Ice helps a little bit, but not nearly enough to bring this anywhere close to even. Nice one round Batu. 10 supers should do.
Yeah, I think the only way for Glove back into this is if it is Vanilla Ridley and Audra somehow shambles really hard on it.
Oh, and there's Varia,
Yeah,
ran right by
Varia,
it.
So, yep, that will basically do it. I think that you do pick that up on the way back out.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It's just like...
There's just no reason to go into an LN with a potential vanilla
I actually think that
Ridley.
you probably should have picked it up before going to the boss.
In case this is a Ridley, yeah.
Yeah, like it
just makes it so much more comfy.
Yeah, it's not hard to do the Ridley, but it saves so much energy for you.
Yep.
And you're picking up on the way out anyway, so then you don't have to use the door transition. Because I think that you're going off the back again. Is this going to work for Glove? Yep.
Just
okay,
barely
nice.
up on the lip.
Get a little nervous when they are going through that door so fast.
I mean, salt in the wound at this point would be if this was like a tank or something, and all the rest of the good items were gravity locked in East Meridia or something like that.
Spring Ball.
Yeah.
So that does make East Meridia doable.
Yeah,
if you can do the suit with CF clip.
Meanwhile, the supers keep raining down for Audra, now at 55-55. One ammo pack on either side essentially puts you in a position where you no longer need to even pre-open any of the red doors.
Yeah,
so Audra is just totally on go mode here.
Yeah, one more super gives you what I would consider very comfy ammo, which gives you 3 supers of leeway without refilling any doors, or after any doors.
Boy, what does Glove even do here? I guess you just go back down. Do you go back down Map Station Portal to Criteria and then go across to Ship?
I think that you go down through Main Street, across to Croc Portal, to Waterway right now. It doesn't feel good, but I think that this is...
Yeah, and that appears to be what she's doing.
I mean, you're running out of checks.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I
think
suggest
that's-
Ship is
yeah.
it's 2 checks to 1, that's all.
I think the Waterway is just a bit faster
Sure.
than getting back to the top of Ship. Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate too for Glove because even if she had checked the top of Ship, she didn't have speed yet, and gravity was speed locked.
Yeah, she would have
so-
missed the one item.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I think it's perfectly reasonable leaving that behind when you can't actually see what it is.
I've liked Glove's plays a lot in the seed. Not every single play, but like the overarching how she's played it, I've really liked. Just really unfortunate that she didn't have speed before going into wreck ship, because I think if you have speed and you have those both mountain checks done, you do check the top of wreck ship.
All right, one boss to go, and Audra is kind of a funny little double issue there with that bonk spark. But yeah, Audra just gonna, oh goodness gracious.
Yeah, this is...
Audra just gonna be making her way up to the top, going over to the moat portal on right side, and we'll be finishing through LN and into Turian. Yeah, and just another E-tank.
Still no reserves.
I think we've seen enough of those this weekend, honestly.
Yeah. Fair.
We've had enough 100 missile seeds. We've had enough multiple reserve seeds.
Audra not refilling at the ship. I think I would have for the supers. Just getting 13 more supers in case this is Ridley, so you can Crystal Flash and still have like good supers and be able to Crystal Flash after.
Oh, there's no reason to Crystal Flash. You've got Varia.
Yeah, of course. I'm forgetting that she had Varia.
That's all right.
Of course.
At least I can catch you on one for once, Seth. I know you were just testing me.
Yep, totally. I would never forget that.
Yeah, that's something that Nebdi would do. All right, well, it's a straight shot here for Audra through Lower Norfair into Turian, and then out into the real world to collect this third place trophy and the 20% of the prize pool.
And not a lot can go wrong at this point with both suits. And with, what is it, 11 E-tanks?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to imagine anything short of a power failure stopping this victory.
Yeah. I guess maybe if you get all power bombs and then somehow soft lock a Mother Brain, but that's like...
I don't know. I think we're creating fantasy at this point, Seb. We will remind folks we do have some more SMR action coming your way right after this on Speed Gaming Main. Zeb and I will be staying with you in the commentary booth, keeping you cozy and comfy for our final.
How did Audra avoid that Key Hunter? Just jumped over it?
Yeah, everything just coming up Audra right now.
Well, that's actually not good because it's leg reduction, but I don't think I've ever seen that in that room, jumping over a Key Hunter.
Yeah, there is actually a low ice strat that you can do similar to that to dodge one of those Key Hunters, kind of in a desperation sense. Yeah. Yeah, a little shrug of the shoulders there from Glove, sort of just knows that this is the case.
Yeah.
Hard to tell if...
I think that you're happier that it's there if you're Glove, because at least it's speed locked. Still not happy, but at least maybe your opponent did the same thing then.
Sure.
Or if they went up, they didn't have speed.
Right. But yeah, as I was saying, keep locked into Speed Gaming Main. We've got MM2 NES cartridge and DJ Web in our grand finals. That will be a best of 3 coming up right after the conclusion of this third place match and interview. So we've got a whole night of SMR action for you.
And it was Ridley, so this would have been a slightly harder Modern Warfare if they didn't have area.
Fascinating seed, almost 40 minutes in before we saw our first suit. No ice, no charge. Some really interesting routing decisions that you could make. Not a terrible seed. Not like some boom or bust seed 50-50. Just really, really interesting.
I think it's a little bit of an unfortunate seed for Glove just because of that speed location. Like, the way that the seed worked out.
Or really the timing of the pickup, right?
Yeah. If you get speed before wreck ship, then you're in a really good spot. If you don't, then you're just probably not doing the top of wreck ship and you're just last location in gravity.
Yeah, reflecting back actually on a bunch of Audra's matches, that seems to often be the case. She'll make an aggressive upper Norfair play,
Yep.
and it either pays off or it doesn't.
Yep. Yep, you either find a really good item or you spend a lot of time not finding a whole ton.
Right. Yeah, Glove finally picking up that gravity. About 15 minutes after Audra. A little unfortunate.
Yeah, I think that you probably do East Meridia back to back. Maybe it's better to go... No, you probably do it from the front. You probably go out the front of Wreck Ship and then go down to Beam Route to do it from the front and then go out the back.
Little room reset, a little bit of a hiccup. Audra just checking over her notes, realizing where she was and where Turian is.
Oh, and Glove is actually going out the back. So going out the back puts you at the top of Red Tower. From there, you can go to the back of East Meridia through Tube.
I mean, I guess that's better. The front is buried at
Yeah, I'd probably still
location.
prefer going to the front. The back's just pretty bad.
Yeah.
But and
Yeah.
you have to go through the back of Wreck
Yeah,
Ship
back
to-
Wreck Ship to back East Meridia.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're weighing
And
that
not-
versus going down a meme route. It's kind of bad anyway. You cut
It
it.
kind of feels bad though when you've last location an item. It's sometimes like you can check out a little bit after that, and yeah, it's hard to really stay focused when something like that happens. You can feel like you've already lost anyway.
Right. Yeah, I know those seeds very well. It can be easy to check out sometimes mentally.
Yep.
But don't forget to check out the finals coming up on Speed Gaming Main right after this. Couldn't help myself.
No, you couldn't.
Always interesting to see the different ways that these runners opt to do these powerbomb only Metroid rooms to see if they can get that optimal 3 powerbomb kill. Nicely done there from Audra. Rooms 1 and 3, just a little bit harder to get those optimal 3 powerbomb strats. 2 and 4, a little bit easier to group these Metroids.
Yeah, and Audra will have, with no refills, 5 supers of leeway, which is a lot. Just needs to get that speed Zeb skip. Could even just kill all the Zebs with missiles and refill and be totally fine in this race, but I'd imagine that she will be attempting that speed Zeb skip until she gets it instead.
Yeah, and this is a case where Glove won't even be in Turian by the time Audra finishes.
Yeah, I think the Glove will probably be finished with, was it Fantoon in East Meridia?
Yeah, it was Fantoon and East Meridia and Ridley Vanilla.
Yeah, I think that she'll probably be done with Fantoon and maybe heading out of East Meridia by the time that Audra finishes.
Nicely done there on that no wave spazer. Kind of a tricky way when you don't have wave to get through those seaweeds. I actually prefer in that situation just using a power bomb rather than doing like 4 extra jumps. Adds lag, it can be a little bit difficult, but you clear all the seaweed at once.
Spazer makes it less bad than like
Just like ice or pea shot alone.
exactly.
Sure.
Spazer is wide enough that you can clear out a good amount at once and gets that speed Zeb skip. So that
First try, very nicely
is
done.
the last obstacle to basically the last obstacle for Audra here.
Yep. Just need a clean Mother Brain 1 and 2 with this ammo. Just not lose your head.
Yep, so should have those 5 supers of leeway, and it is very, very, very difficult to miss 5 supers, so.
Yeah, I actually like this strategy from Audra a lot. It's one that I personally subscribe to as well. That first phase of the fight, Mother Brain 2 stands still here, and those missiles are very, very easy to connect on. Once Mother Brain steps back and starts moving, those missiles are very easy to miss in large volleys. And then once this catch-up phase starts again, Mother Brain just sits at the back. It's easier to hit the rest of those missiles.
Got a little unlucky with that bomb at the end, but...
All right. And that should be all she wrote.
Yep. A little over another 3 minutes, I think, to finish.
Yeah, it'll be somewhere between a high, well, 101, 102, something like that.
Yeah, and you can see Glove was not happy to see that area. When you have that many tanks, after having full cleared the game, to find that gravity, you're maybe hoping that, like, Varia, Shack Tool, and those tanks will help you. But with Varia there, they don't even help you at all.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Getting down to the end of it, folks, we'll remind you, for those who are unable to join us in person this year, we have a very lively Super Metroid and Super Metroid Randomizer Discord. Dash, which are the devs that are putting on this version of Randomizer, have their own Discord with weekly races as well. If you're looking to get into Super Metroid Randomizer at home, there's a great way to do it. We've got a great community, folks like Zeb, willing to help out.
For a price.
Yeah, for a price. But we do encourage folks to come on out. We have a great time here, not only racing online, but in person every year in beautiful Herndon, Virginia, here in this fall, October, November time span. Encourage folks to get involved. Randomizer is a lot of fun. A lot of cool Super Metroid timer, I saw that show up. A lot of Super Metroid action that you could potentially get involved in with yourself. If you're thinking that you're not sure, come out and give it a try.
Okay, so it looks like Love is actually going up the front of East Meridia instead of the back here. Oh yeah, never mind.
Makes sense,
Yeah,
yeah.
just getting that area.
Yeah.
Might be going off the back still.
Well, another strong tournament performance here from Audra was our champion last year in 2023. This year, going to be wrapping up a nice third place victory, winning the overwhelming majority of her matches. Having another strong tournament performance. Line up those GGs in chat, folks. We are one door transition away from a dot done and a third place finish. Lining up is our third place winner in the 2024 Super Metroid Randomizer tournament is Audra. GGs, GGs.
Yep, GG Audra.
And there we go with a final time of 101.36 and a third place finish in this 2024 tournament. Joining us in the commentary booth, Audra. Coming in right behind her, Glove. Finishing fourth place and winning a little bit of the prize pool as well. GG's Audra, GG's Glove. Congratulations.
GG's, thank
Nice
you.
race.
That was it's probably the most fun I had playing the game the entire event.
Oh,
'Cause
great.
I was just I can't win the tournament anymore, and it like took away all of the stress. It was kind of I don't know. It was very freeing.
Yep. Yeah, it looked like the big difference there was the placement and timing of the pickup of speed.
Yep.
Essentially, Audrey, you were able to go in early to Bubble Mountain, as I think you often do, and pick up that speed, which meant that by the time you got to wrecked ship, you were able to full clear. Glove, you were in a different position, sort of made some checks in a different order. That speed was not there by the time you got to wrecked ship, and so you ended up leaving that gravity behind. Sort of worst case item placement scenario, unfortunately for you, but that's the way that it works out. Sort of thoughts on the seed? It was kind of frustrating, I guess, just chasing tanks and then just not finding what you needed.
Yeah, not sure if this is on. This situation in which there's a suit there, I just lose. So it's hard to comment too much on that. I really liked the beginning of the seed. I thought that there were like, pretty much after Green Bryn, you have just like at least 3 reasonable choices. And in that situation, I liked going left side and getting high jump and ice and checking the portals there.
Yeah, we were actually thinking of a situation where the opposite suit is there. If Varia is actually at top of ship with all the tanks that you have, you're actually probably just fine in that situation. It was just kind of that location of gravity made it particularly punishing.
I mean, I think it's a seed that I could have finished suitless. At the point that I get the spring ball that actually guarantees me being able to complete Meridia, then I have literally waterway and top of ship left. And I think at that point it's almost certainly better to just go and clear the checks.
Yeah, for sure. I think it is. But yeah, I actually really liked how you played the race. I liked going left side instead of right side when you got spit out into Croc Portal, or when you came back to Croc Portal. I think that was really good. I think that the whole race basically came down to if the item is at waterway or top of ship, then Audra wins, and if not, then you're pretty ahead. So that's kind of like I guess if the item is Bubble Mountain too, then Audra's ahead. But that was kind of what it looked like, because Audra spent quite a bit of time with 2 tanks getting the items in Bubble Mountain, so you were ahead for a good amount until that gravity suit, basically.
Yep. Well, I mean, another strong showing from both of you in one of our SGL Randomizer tournaments, 4th place finish in a semifinal, getting through a very, very difficult groups, maybe the hardest that we've ever had getting to this stage in a tournament. So actually really impressive with the victories that you had. And Audra, champion last year, 3rd place this year. That's nothing to sort of shake your head at. I think that's pretty excellent. Congratulations on a 3rd place victory. We'll have a little championship, or a trophy presentation here just in a minute, and a share in the winnings, which is pretty excellent. So congratulations. Any final thoughts on another strong showing?
So I kind of felt a lot of pressure to like get the back-to-back win this year, and I was doing really well in other events, which is like really tiring me out. Like I went 5-0 in ALT-TPR groups, and then I just lost in bracket, and then I don't know, the pressure just like sort of mounted, and I think in the semis with MM2 I didn't really play well, and also I had to kind of deal with like the fact that like I was hoping to be in like one or both this finals or SMC3 finals, and now he's in both of them, so I just kind of have to reconcile fact, and I had to think about like I don't know, what makes me have fun playing this game. So I had a lot of fun playing this game because I felt like the pressure was off, and it was just kind of more fun to play with that mindset. So I don't know. I have kind of complicated feelings about this. And also I really wanted to share the final stage with DJ because he's such a good friend of mine, and I'm really proud of him for how far he's come since last year. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with my time at the events. Was hoping for better, obviously, but yeah, I'm just kind of happy to be here playing this game that I love so much.
That's excellent. It's I struggle with this myself. It's always difficult. You know, we play this because we enjoy it and we want to have fun, but there's a competitive aspect that comes out, and you know that you have the capacity to do a certain amount, and then you don't quite get there, and there's always some frustration. And I certainly, for one, relate to that very closely. I have sometimes a hard time swallowing that bitter pill, and it takes a few days sometimes to process that. So, but overall, it's an excellent performance, and I think third place in a field this crowded and this talented is really impressive, especially when you're doing it in the face of all of these other tournaments. I mean, I'm managing one tournament and I find it difficult. You're managing 3 different tournaments, so I think that's commendable and actually an excellent performance overall. So glad that you had fun in the last race, and congrats on third place.
Oh, thank you very much, Ron.
Yep.
Yeah, and I've had similar feelings before. Like, sometimes you get so into the competition that you forget that the game is actually fun.
Yes. It gets rough sometimes. It gets really
The game's
rough.
fun?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be?
Like, okay, and like also the problem with the fact that I won last year is that like there are like things I didn't get punished for. I didn't have to deal with those feelings last year, so I didn't get to like resolve those coming into this year, if you know what I mean. So it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, we do have one more thing to resolve. We've got Duck in the background here. We can do an award presentation for this beautiful third place trophy. Welcoming on one of our organizers here, Duck. Duck, thank you very much.
Yeah, once again, awkward Duck on camera. I can kind of commentate. This stuff is foreign to me, though. But we'll make this one quick because we will do our wrap-up stuff after we got the finals. Right after this on this channel again with MM2 again and D-Web. So, Audra, this is your trophy. Congratulations.
Can we show that to the camera?
Yeah, we can show it to the camera.
Excellent. Congratulations.
It's like the other ones, but smaller.
Yeah, we got a beautiful little the Super Metroid S on there, and that's yours to take home. Congratulations on a third place finish and an excellent showing again in our SG Live in-person tournament. GG's.
GG's. And yeah, stick around. The finals are coming up. We are running that as a best of 3. And also thank you to Audra and Glove too, just doing a best of 1 so we can sleep.
I was so done. I was so done.
We all are. So thank you. I think, especially for a third play, I think that definitely makes a lot of sense. So appropriate. So thank you very much. And yeah, we'll get out of here. We're going to change over the setup, and the finals will be starting within the next like 10 minutes. So stick around.
Yep. Stick around, folks. We're going to be right back at you on Speedgaming Main for the finals coming right up. Best of 3. MM2 and DJ Webb. Stay with us.